This is the Average to Savage podcast with Paul Guarino. Everyone and anyone, athletes, celebs, and much more.
What's up, everybody? I'm back for another episode of the Average Savage podcast. Our special guest today is Kareem Grimes. What's up, Kareem? How's it going?
Man, it's good, man. Just dealing with this whole coronavirus thing, man. You know, I'm making the most of my time, man. So, keeping a positive attitude.
Yeah, where are you at right now?
I'm in Los Angeles, California.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah.
I know. Is it? Are you guys on lockdown?
I mean,
Sort of.
yeah, Gavin Newsom was like, "Hey, it's a lockdown." So, I mean, I would go out and it's not that much traffic. I will say that. So, I mean, for the most part, everybody is, on lockdown.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, ends soon. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't think anyone's sure, but hopefully.
It's just people really just gotta stay home. Like At the end of the day, that's what it is. Just stay home and let this thing, ride out.
Yeah, has that affected any gigs you had lined up?
I think for anything, Hollywood, when you have a pandemic like this, it shuts down everything. So I was actually working on a show and they shut down. Because of it. So especially in the industry, nobody is shooting anything right now.
It's crazy. Yeah, so let's go back in time a little bit. How'd you get started in acting?
Oh man, it's so funny. I started off, really just getting a bug, man. Watching TV, watching shows, and was like, yo, I think I can do that. And then, of course, entertaining family when they're over. Mm-hmm. And, blessing, my mom had a friend who was, he would cast a lot of extras in stuff. And, a little kid, you say you want to do something, your parents put you in that, and then by next week, you're on to something different. So, we started doing extra work. And my mom, saw that I, really took a liking to it and wanted to do it. And, from there on, man, we got into acting classes, Marla Gibbs. And, from there on, man, it just continued to go from there. So, just start doing extra work, as a young kid, man. And then, from there on, it goes.
Gotcha. Where did you grow up?
Born and raised in Inglewood, California, man. So okay. I'm an LA native at heart.
Gotcha.
I grew up literally right around the corner from the Forum. So, gotcha. I'm a Lakers fan, to diehard Lakers fan, for real Lakers fan.
All right. I got you. Yeah, I'm in Connecticut. We got those fake Lakers fans.
Yeah.
I saw that. Was it your first film, I guess I would say, right? Was Boys in the Hood?
Yeah. First film was Boys in the Hood. And I was an extra on that movie, man. And, my mom was very excited because she was like, oh, it's a young black man. He just graduated SC, this movie. She was super excited. I was just happy to be out of school and be on set. And I think the second weekend to shooting, we were at lunch and we were just throwing the ball around, and John Singleton came over. He was talking to us, and he was talking to me, took a liking to me, and was like, yo, man, I'm gonna give you some lines after we come from lunch. Are you okay with that? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And from that point on, man, it was a blessing. John Singleton saw something in me. And, that is my first movie and first speaking role. And from that point on, man, it just took off. So, I always thank my big bro, John Singleton. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's awesome. How old are you then?
Man, I'm 44.
Damn. I thought you were younger than that.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't believe me when I tell them. But, man, I was born in 75. So, that's a part of, like I said, looking at TV shows. I was looking at Mel's Diners, Three's Company, like Flip Wilson. Like, these are the shows that I grew up on. So that's how I got that bug.
I thought you were like 30.
Yeah. See, a lot of people think that, and that's good. I mean, listen, I attribute that to, trying to stay in shape, stay away from negativity. I don't drink or smoke. And, I try to take care of myself, man.
Yeah, so I know you've been in a lot of stuff. Like, what has been? I don't want to say your favorite, but what's been like your top moments so far?
Oh man, I mean, I want to say definitely Boys in the Hood, because that's such an icon. That's like an iconic film, man. Like
Yeah.
that's embedded in film history. I want to say the second one would probably be Jarhead, because I was able to, act alongside of Jamie Foxx when he won his Oscar for Ray. And then also working with Oscar winner, Sam Mendes and Roger Deakins, who was the DP. So, and a bunch of great guys, Jake Gyllenhaal, Jocko Sims, guys like that. And then I want to say my third is Clint Eastwood, The Mule. Being able to, be in a scene with Clint Eastwood, man, as an actor. I grew up watching this guy. My grandmother, my family members, grew up watching, Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, the whole nine. So to be able to, be in a film with him and be in the scene, man, that's definitely my third top. And then right now, man, really just All American.
Yeah.
That tops it off, man. The TV show, second season, it's number one. It's been number one trending on Netflix. So we're definitely in the top 5 right now. So those are like my tops.
What about, how do you think like Netflix changed the game, like for you personally and like just like actors in general?
Yeah, I think Netflix gives shows, or it gives people the opportunity to, um, you know, discover new shows, films, documentaries, and that's what Netflix does, man. And it definitely has helped me. Um, I know last year when All American was on Netflix, a lot of people thought we were a Netflix show, but we were
Yeah.
actually on the CW. And it got a whole new set of eyes, and people once again discovered this show and was like, yo, this is crazy, I really like this show. When are you guys gonna be back on Netflix? And it's just like, no, we're not a Netflix show. We're on every Monday 8 o'clock on the CW. And with Netflix being such a powerhouse platform, man, it really just gives projects, like I said before, TV shows, films, and documentaries. It gives them so much exposure that it allows people to be able to discover these great shows that are out there, this great content.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about the CW, because I remember I found out, and I saw season 2 was coming out, and you could watch it like on the app or whatever.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
I don't even want to watch it like one by
yeah.
one by one. I was like, I just wait till Netflix. Now it was a perfect time.
Netflix. That's where we're in right now, man. That's just the climate that we're in. Like, you have a lot of people that say, hey, I don't even want to watch it on a weekly basis. I'd rather just wait till, Netflix, and I can binge the whole thing in a day or two. So
Yeah. The one newer thing I've seen Netflix do is release, like, say, like on some shows they release like 5 episodes one week, then 5 the next week, which is pretty
yep.
cool too. Which is,
Yeah,
then it gives you that little like TV old school feel and like the new school feel.
absolutely. Yeah.
And what about, could you take me through like what an audition process is like?
Audition process is, you get a call or email from your agent or your manager, and it's pretty much, the breakdown uh of characters, and then or they may just send you your role
Mm-hmm.
with a breakdown and a synopsis of what the project is about. And and then usually attached to that are sides, and sides are, you know uh part of the script, and they take maybe a couple of pages and they send you just those pages for you. And sometimes it's 1 page, sometimes it's 10 pages. So you have to, be able to study, break it down, kind of make your choices as an actor. And you get an audition time, you get an appointment time. They usually give you the address, where you need to be. Most of the times they're on sets, they're at offices. So you have your time, and you go from there. You put in the work, prepare, go in and audition, And yeah, you're either reading with one person or you're reading with two people, or you may have the director in there and the producers in there, and just one person reading. So it just depends, man. And then now with today, you have taped auditions to where you just may get the audition, the sides, and they say, hey, this needs to be turned in, tomorrow, today, or in 2 or 3 days. So you have a couple of days to work on it, or you may not. And then you just have to, either find a self-tape spot, or you do it yourself at home, tape it, edit it, and send it off.
Yeah, and what's the difference between, is it the same like for movies and TV shows?
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. Whether it's a TV show or a film, you either have an in-person audition or you self-tape. I will say within the past, I want to say 3 years. Yeah, about 3 to 4 years, I put myself on tape more than I have in my whole entire career.
Why do you think that is?
I think just the industry changing.
Yeah.
You have some casting directors who are in New York, New Orleans, Chicago, Atlanta, and you're not able to get down there. So they say, hey, send us a self tape, and either they'll cast you off of that self tape.
Gotcha. And now, do you think it's easier now with social media and stuff to get roles?
I wouldn't say that. It just depends, man. It's it's interesting because with social media, it's allowing people who may not have taken acting classes or studied the craft, but they think they're funny, or somebody told them they're funny,
Yeah.
or say, oh man, you can be an actor. Now it gives you the ability to be able to do 1 minute of whatever it is that you want. um and that's kind of it's I've always had a problem with that, because I put in the work, I've studied the craft, I'm dedicated to the craft. And for somebody to just have a phone and say, oh, I'm an actor, and start doing a minute worth of stuff, it's kind of like, come on, man. And then you amass these followers, and some of the studios look at that and be like, oh, well, they have X amount of followers, let's put them in a film. And sometimes that just doesn't work, bottom line. So, but I do feel that, you can use it to your ability. If you are an actor and you're branding yourself, you can brand yourself to say, hey, I'm an actor, and then you can post some auditions. I've done that a few times, as far as if there's a project that I didn't book, I'll post that audition. You know what I'm saying? Or, I'm, pick something, and then, record myself, and then tag these directors or casting directors, or producers, so they can see my work. But it's just it's a thin line between that, because it's got to be good stuff. It just can't be just some buffoonery and just something thrown together. It has to have some type of merit to it.
Yeah. So you went to acting school?
Yeah, so I took acting classes when I was young, also in high school, drama school, and then when I got to college, I studied broadcast journalism, film, radio, and television. Um, after I graduated, then it was more of, I took acting classes at this spot called Black Nexus. Now it's called Susan Batson Studio, and Susan Batson, probably one of the top, I feel, acting coaches in the business. She's coached Nicole Kidman, and a host of other actors, but that's who I've studied with, and also New Collective LA, which is kind of like a branch of that school. The people who studied under Susan started a school out here, because Susan is based in New York, and those are kind of like who I study with, because I just like their techniques.
Gotcha. Oh, where'd you go to college?
I went to Cal State LA.
Okay.
I stayed out here. And I was still acting while I was in college too. Crazy. I was taking, 12, 16 units, working and auditioning. It was the hustle. You got to get it done. You know what I mean?
You think college benefited you in any way for acting?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. People that I met in my class are, a good friend of mine, Danielle Ross. She works for who does she's in the business,
Yeah.
and she works for a big name actress,
Mhm.
who has a production company. I've gotten jobs off of, just the relationships that I've had with people in college that have gone on, to do big things. So, definitely college definitely helped me. Cool thing too is one of my college professors, he directed all the Men's Warehouse commercials. I
All
don't know
right.
if you remember the Men's Warehouse and be like, I guarantee it. Like he
Yeah.
directed all those commercials, which was cool. So if I had an audition, he understood, you know what I'm saying? So, definitely college definitely helped, because definitely the relationships that you build there, has definitely got me jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. You need it. You gotta get a Wikipedia page because this is the information I've been missing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why, because usually
Listen, it'll come.
that's why, because usually like I know some of the stuff, but now it's like, but it's cool too because I mean, this is like a true like I have no idea, so I didn't know, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. My friend, she works for Regina King. I was trying to think of the of her name, but she works for Regina King. She works for a production company. So you know what I'm saying. That's just she knows I've worked with her. I've worked with Regina King before on Boys in the Hood. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying. And it just so happens that a friend of mine that I went to college with works for her. So you know what I'm saying. Just see how it all connects.
Yeah, 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 it's crazy, yeah, because like when I think about college, like I don't think I mean, I think I learned a lot, but not really at the same time. But like the connection's invaluable for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Going back to All American, like take
Mm-hmm.
me through like the day, like a day on set with that, and like how long does it take to film a season?
Okay. With All American, funny story. My character was only supposed to be on there for 2 episodes,
Okay.
and I was, the last couple of episodes of the first season. And as an actor, when you get, roles like that, you kind of, want to take advantage of the moment and seize it, and do your best. And that's how I was able to get on to season 2. I have another story too, but a typical day, man, is really like, 16-hour day.
Mm.
But it just depends. Um, and it's so funny. I say that and people are like, geez, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things when you find something that you love, it never feels like work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, typical day, 16 hours, but call time maybe, well, I think one call time I had, I think it was like 5 o'clock in the morning because I had to get makeup. I had to get
Mhm.
prosthesis on for the scene that I got beat up in prison. So I had to get, makeup on. So I had to be on set at 5 o'clock, be in makeup for about 2 hours. And then, get to my trailer, wardrobe, put on my wardrobe, try to get something to eat. Uh, they usually have your sides in your trailer of the scenes that they're shooting today.
Mhm.
So, you try to get in, study them, and just relax really until it's your time, until it's your time to get called. And for me, because I love what I do, I'm always prepared, man. I'm always prepared. So, for me, my scenes, they don't take that long, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I pride myself on that. So, we may have 2 pages, 3 pages. We may knock it out in, maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And that's just, knowing your lines, hitting your marks. And it's pretty much the director saying, oh, we may need to shoot it this way. We may need to shoot a close up, establishing shot. Let's turn around, get your close up, or opposite Breezy's close up, 2 shot, and that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
And And like I said, I just attribute that to just being prepared as an actor, knowing your lines, hitting your mark. And you know, when you're on set, you know, it's fun, but you know, it's a job, and I love what I do. So, you know, it just depends, man. You know, 40, 45 minutes, and then you know, I may be done.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if I have another scene, you knock that out, and then they may shoot another scene before they get to yours. So, you know, you got at least a couple of hours to chill until you have your other scene, and you knock that out, and then you're done. So it just depends, man. You can literally be on set for 4 hours, 3 hours, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. It's just up to you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. And then
Yeah.
how long, how many days or months does the whole season take?
So this second season we started in July, and we went into December, into December, beginning of January.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you said you were only supposed to be on the show for like 2 episodes, they brought you back because of
Yeah.
like how well you perform?
Yeah. Of what, you know, what I brought to the character.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, you know, for actors, if you get an opportunity, it doesn't matter if the role is small, you know, what you bring to it can, you know, have an impact. And, you know, for writers
Yeah.
and producers, and they're like, man, we like what this guy or this girl is bringing to this, you know, to this character. Let's write something else for them. Let's see what else they can do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just being prepared, taking the opportunity, seizing the moment, and you know, being professional, going in there and doing what you need to do.
Yeah, it's dope. And yeah, so I know you got a lot more screen time in season 2. So
Yeah.
I know it's only been out on Netflix for a couple of weeks now, but have you been getting more like followers, like more attention?
Oh man, it's been amazing. It's been humbling. It's a blessing, man. You know, to, like I said, with the fanfare of this show, we're in a day and age to where, you know, somebody can see you on TV, they look for the credits, or they can Google the show, find your name, find your Instagram, your Facebook, or whatever. So, you know, man, it's been crazy. Like, I've gained at least maybe 6 to 8,000 followers
Yeah,
since
crazy.
its release, man, and it's still continuing to grow. You know, I try to answer as many DMs as possible because it's just the type of person I am, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to engage and stay connected to people because, you know, they took the time out to watch the show and they appreciate the character, man. So I definitely just want to reciprocate that love and that energy back.
Yeah, no, being a veteran, I know a lot of the actors are young on the set of All American, and
Yeah.
I noticed some of them that was like kind of like their first big role. Like, did you help
Mhm.
them out?
No, man, because, you know, they've had at least half a season
Oh
under
yeah,
their
yeah,
belt before I came in. So, you know, everybody's dope, man. Daniel Ezra's amazing. Michael, you know, Greta, Breezy, like all of them, Karima, Tay, you know, they're all amazing actors, man. And you know, when I came in, it was like pretty much a well-oiled machine. It was just like, you know, how can I insert myself in and be a part of this well-oiled machine, man? So nah.
And then what about how do you get into like character? Like, what's your process, or like, what is there like? Do you have any superstitions or anything like that?
No, man, not too many, not superstitions, man. It's just, you know, I think it's just part of the teachings
Yeah.
and, you know, the studying I've done under, you know, Susan Batson, of just, you know, it's layers. It's layers. It's creating a character. And because I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and, you know, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles as well, Inglewood, you know, where I grew up in neighborhoods where there were gang members, and I played football with some of them. And, you know, so for me, it's just taking situations in my life, actual experiences in my life, and people that I've encountered, and, you know, observing and seeing, you know, how they move and their story, and really incorporating it into this character, man. So, you know, I know a bunch of preachers. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't hard for me to tap into that character because I grew up around a bunch of preachers.
Yeah, it's
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go back and watch it? Like watch the season?
Yeah. I definitely watch the episodes. I'm one of those actors. I like to watch myself and I critique. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those like, oh, I can't stand to see myself. No, because it's like a basketball player or football player. They always watch tape of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, what can they improve on? What can they get better in? What choices I could have made in this scene or things of that nature. So, I watch it like game tape. I pretty much watch it like game tape.
And what about? Did you guys get renewed for season 3?
Yeah. So we definitely got renewed for season 3. I think we got renewed in season 3, and we weren't even done with season 2 yet. Because everybody, like I said, the fanfare and everybody was really watching, and so yeah, we got renewed like in the middle, kind of almost towards the end. So they're writing season 3 right now, and hopefully with this coronavirus situation and it ends, we'll be back to work in July, and then hopefully fall October you guys will start seeing season 3.
Yeah, and then I also saw you were in the Little Nas X video.
Yeah, Little Nas X, man. It was a blessing. Relationships, man. I know Calmatic. He's a good friend of mine, and I met Calmatic, I want to say 3 years prior to this, through Facebook. Some friend of mine, Dalen, he connected me with him because he was looking for some actors for a project, for an independent project that he was, putting together. And, I reached out to him, and we actually had lunch because he lived around here. And we ended up meeting at this spot over in the neighborhood called Simply Wholesome. We sat down and we just chopped it up, man. And, I didn't really know too much about him. I knew he was a, up and coming filmmaker. And we talked, had a good time. We connected. And I want to say a couple of weeks later, I was on YouTube just looking at videos. And I saw that he did a lot of stuff with Kendrick Lamar, Knowledge. Who else did he work for? He did a lot of videos, man. And I was like, yo, this dude is like, he's for real, man. And at that time, he was like, yeah, man, I'm about to sign with this agency. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, yo, man, if you need any answers, questions, whatever it is, let me know, because I've been in the business so long, man. And, this dude is just like taking it to a whole nother level, man. Anderson .Paak, that's who it was. He directed a lot of Anderson .Paak videos. And, from that point on, man, he hit me up, was like, yo, man, I'm doing this commercial. And I was like, all right, cool. And it was, we did this, we did an Anderson .Paak bubbling video was the first joint that I worked with him on. So the bubbling video, and I was like, okay, this brother's really on his thing. And then he casted me for a Cricket wireless commercial. And then he hit me. He was like, yo, you want to be in this video with Will Smith? And I was like, yeah. Riding a horse? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right. I'm gonna give you the details soon. Just I'm working some things out because the original for the Little Nas X video was supposed to be Will Smith.
Okay.
But Will Smith was busy, so he couldn't do it. So Chris Rock came on board. And but yeah, man, Calmatic has definitely, put me in some iconic stuff, man. And this is definitely one of the biggest videos, I want to say, of 2019.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that song might have broke the thing for most number ones.
Oh yeah,
or
absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. So definitely a big shout out to the Calmatic, man, and that brother's doing amazing work. So I was honored to be a part of that. I was able to ride a horse. And it was fun, man.
Was that the first time you ever rode a horse?
No, No, it was actually maybe my third or fourth time. But before we shot the video, they was like, "Yo, you got to go to riding class." So I was like, "All right, sure, no problem." I was like,
That's
"No
crazy.
problem." So I was able to, have some lessons, man, before I got on set. So when I got on set, they put me in my cowboy gear. I was already locked in the character, man.
Man, that's crazy. So a lot of these things that I seen that you've been in, like I seen the stuff, but now I'm gonna have to go back and look and find you on them.
Yeah. Yeah, the bubbling video, man, is the first joint that I did with Calmatic, man. It's when Anderson .Paak is gambling
Mhm.
and he rolls the dice and I come up and I have a do-rag on and I'm like, "Oh man, this is crazy, man. You can't take my money." And then we chase after him. So yeah, man, that bubbling video is crazy, dude. Like a lot of people don't understand that video visually is just crazy, dude.
Yeah. And then, going back to, I remember you said you had another story for me. I don't know if you remember what
Oh
it was.
yeah. So with All American,
Yeah.
the showrunner
Mhm.
Nkechi Okoro, she is the showrunner of the show and the lead writer. And me and NK worked together on Bones. I did an episode of Bones, which is probably one of my, as far as people say, proudest moments television wise,
Mhm.
is Bones. And because I played this kid from Sierra Leone who was an amputee who was accused of murdering his best friend. And that script was NK's first script for TV. So here we go, full circle, come back. She's the showrunner for All American, and she's running the show. And, we've worked together. And then another writer on the show, Jamie Turner, we met when I did The Shield. I did The Shield. I did 3 seasons of The Shield. And Jamie Turner worked on that. So I've known Jamie Turner for 10 plus years. And like I said, working with NK, I worked with her on Bones, and they're both on the show.
Yeah.
So when they, when Preach was the character was formed, they both had me in mind, but they didn't tell each other. They was like, "Oh, I got somebody who would be good for this role, Preach." And he was like, "Yeah, I got somebody that would be good for this role too." But they never said my name until it was just like, he was like, "Yo, I got this guy. He's great. He's from LA." And Jamil was like, "Yeah, I've worked with him. His name is Kareem." And she was like, "Oh my God, that's who I was thinking of too." So, it was divine, man. It was divine, dude. And
Yeah.
I was a fan of the show before I got on it
That's great.
because mine was the opposite. I got bussed.
Mhm.
So I went to predominantly white school, and then I transferred to a predominantly Black and Latino school, Dorsey High School. At that time was a powerhouse in football. We
Mhm.
were in Sports Illustrated at that time, man. And so I connected very quick to that story and to the show, man. So to be able to get on that show was a blessing. And then, Leah Daniels Butler casted me, brought me in, and hey, the rest is history, man. And her brother is Lee Daniels, who
Yeah.
is a big time director, man. So big shout out to Leah Daniels Butler for definitely bringing me in.
Yeah. All about connections.
Yeah, there it is. There it is, man. You do good work. You show up on time. You're nice to people. Word travels, man, and people want to work with you.
For sure. What advice would you give to a young up and coming actress or actress or actor?
Yeah. Definitely study the craft. Know that this is something, really know in your heart if this is something that you want to do and really dedicate it. I always tell people these are words that I live by. I'm saying, you treat your career like a bank account. You treat your craft like a bank account. The more you deposit into that bank account, the greater your return is going to be. So whatever you love, put as much effort, love into that craft, and then that craft in return will reward you. What you put in is what you get out of it. So definitely study the craft. If you have some greats, people that you admire, study their work, look at their films. You know what I'm saying? And really, that's just how Kobe was with Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
He studied Jordan, and he became you know what I'm saying? He became Kobe, but you can see there were bits and pieces of Jordan's game in Kobe's game. You know, same thing as an actor. You know, study those people that you look up to, that you like, and, you know, take bits and pieces and incorporate it into yours, man. And, you know, I guarantee you what you put in is what you get out.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely great advice. You
Yeah.
ready for some fun questions? They're going to go from average to savage.
Yeah, let's go. Average to savage. Let's go, Paul. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite song right now?
Man, that's a good one, dude. You started off with a good one. Okay. All right. Man. My favorite song will probably be Jay Electronica, Never Ending Story.
Okay.
With Jay-Z right now off the Jay Elect album. Yeah, that's what I'm bumping.
I haven't listened to it yet,
that's
but
what
I'm gonna check it out because people have been talking about it.
Oh my goodness, Jay Electronica's album.
Well, I heard both. I heard people that didn't like it. I heard people that liked it.
Man, listen. Those who don't like it, they not the dude lyrically and what he's talking about, and then you have an add-on of Jay-Z on there. Come on, man. Come on. So yeah, Never Ending Story, Jay Electronica, and Jay-Z.
Okay, what movie would you want to be in that's already been out? Or
that's
show,
a good one,
or
man.
TV show.
Man, you good, Paul. Man, TV show. Okay, here we go. TV show. I love sitcom, 3-camera, half hour. I like The Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer. That show is pretty funny. I like that show. I'm trying to think. TV show, yeah. Movie right now. Man, this is good, Paul. Man, you good with this one, man. This is good. Man, it's a few of them, but I would say what movie I would have loved to be in is When They See Us.
All right. Is that
Ava
that's
DuVernay? That's on. That was I think it was Netflix.
Yeah.
It was Netflix. Yeah. Let me go back. My TV show. Hold on. Insecure, HBO. Yes. Yes. Insecure, HBO, and then movie When They See Us. Yes.
All right. How about this? Do you think I wrote down questions for this interview or no?
You probably did because you're doing your homework. So
I didn't write down any questions.
Oh man, you good, Paul. You good, man. Hey, listen, you good. Hey, I think you got a future in this, man.
Well, I'm about 90 I probably did over 100 now, but episodes.
Hey,
yeah.
Listen.
This is only like the third video episode I did so far, though.
Okay, listen. Every time you do it, you're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Just face it, man. Just know that.
So it's funny because
so
the reason why I asked you, I just wanted to see what you said, and because my first one I ever did, I didn't write any questions because I wanted to be like conversation. Then I was like, all right,
yeah, absolutely.
Kind of need to know. So then I started writing questions, but then they just started getting like boring because then I wouldn't talk to them when they said the answer. So now I'm not writing. I'm just doing my research, remembering it, and then
there it is.
Questions, or I'm just like looking at like what movies and stuff you've been in and TV shows. Like,
yeah. There you go. There it is.
What about what's your, let's say, top 5 favorite movies?
Top 5. Boys in the Hood. It's gotta be in there. And
a side question.
Ocean.
And a side question: when you watch movies or TV, do you watch it differently than you think you watch it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I can't like being on set and the whole line, I don't watch it like the average person.
Yeah.
Like I look at like shots and you know what I'm saying, continuity.
You have to, like,
you know what I'm
you have
saying?
to, like, tell your
Sound.
mind. You have to tell your mind sometimes to be like, nah, just watch it as like a.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But you know, I may look at certain things or a different cut or whatever. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, that's that's how I watch. That's how I watch. That's how I watch TV and that's how I watch films now. So it's very, very hard for me to do that. So sorry.
All right, so you got Boys in the Hood, Ocean's 11.
Boys in the Hood, Boys in the Hood, all the Ocean's movies. What else? Man, it's so many, dude. It's so many. Soldier Story. I really like The Great Debaters. Gran Torino. Man. Black Panther. How many is that? That's like
Yeah, that was 5.
that was 5. Yeah.
What about?
Hey dog, I'll go on and on and on. There's so many. Like I just
hold
to answer
Wait, hold
after
up.
like
Let me
top
modify
5.
Top 100 movies. Let's go. No.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. But yo, just off the top, those.
What do you like to do in your free time?
I love to work out. You know, also too, I'm part of a foundation called My Friend's House, where we feed the homeless every Wednesday.
Okay.
I've been doing that for about 8 years. So definitely in my free time, I love giving back. Love working out, you know, definitely go to, you know, a movie. Yeah, that's
I
pretty
forgot
much.
to ask you. Tell me about Face Pop.
Oh yeah, man. So I actually have an app with my buddy Burvic Deculus, Jerome Henry. We're non-technical founders. We came up with the idea. We bet on ourselves, and we are in the Apple App Store, man. So Face Pop it allows you to create self-made emojis featuring your face. So it's not an avatar. It's not a cartoon. It's your actual face. So this is what it looks like.
Okay.
That's my face, right? So if you send me a text, I can send. Let me turn it up. I can send a face pop.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's Friday. That's Fish Friday.
So you can actually take your phone, record 7 seconds, and then send it in a text. So our IP is we can just take just your head and extract the background so it looks like a floating head. So I always have a debate with my partner Bird. But remember the Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders album where it had all the rappers' heads on there?
No, I think
that's what it came. Yeah, you're a young guy. Matter of fact, great album to listen to. Introduction to hip hop, great album. But they had a bunch of rappers' heads on there, and I was like, man, that'll be dope if they can talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And from there on, that was my input, and we went on and made it happen. So it's in the Apple Store right now. It's free. We're only in the Apple Store because we're trying to raise more funding right now so we can get it into the Android store. Mm-hmm. But you can 7 seconds to say happy birthday, I love you, talk smack to your friends, especially if you're a gamer. You can go on and say stuff, send it off, and the whole nine. So it's in the Apple Store. It's FacePop, FACEPOP, all one word. And yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. And
Absolutely.
last one. I always ask the people the last question. My guest, what question would you want to ask me?
So I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Paul. All right, Paul. So what made you want to start a podcast?
All right, good question. So, so I had my brand PG Sports. I made a lot of connections through athletes that I work with, and so I had a lot of connections. And I was like, how do I use them more? And I was like, and I like to listen to podcasts, interviews. So I created a podcast, but I named it Average Savage, so I could have guys on like you instead of just sports.
Got you.
I want to do everything. Like I did entrepreneurs, I did artists, authors.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Founders.
That's what's cool.
Yeah.
So PG, here's another question. So PG Sports, what is that about? How did that get started? What made you start that? Like, what made you go into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, for sure. So I was 19 in college. I created just as a Twitter page, tweeting about sports. And then I made T-shirts, gave them out to people just to promote the Twitter. And then so everyone liked the shirts. So then I came up with a slogan, everywhere and anywhere. Made those shirts. I was doing, I guess, influencer marketing before influencer marketing started. I was just like messaging and tweeting, knowing the shit out of athletes, like to wear it, sent it to them, like would ask for a picture, or if they wouldn't tweet it out or something, I would just be like, yo, just send me the picture, then like I'll put it out. I don't care.
Right.
And, from there, then I just started getting more into that. And now I do pretty much everything from media, making websites, social media stuff, and now I'm working with athletes to help them build their brands and like sports marketing. So my original goal, I want to be like a sports agent.
Okay, dope. At one time, I wanted to be a sports agent because I used to watch Arliss on HBO. How he was a sports agent, I was like, "Yo, that looks kind of fun." But it was like, yeah.
But the other thing that I found out
I was
kind of more recently is like a lot of people don't like the agents.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that's why like I'm on the marketing side. So like now I'm like one guy because like, oh, you get the cool stuff for the person.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? Hey, the agent. As far as looking at agents is changing. You got Rich Paul.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This young brother, man, is who's really about these athletes and his clients. You know what I mean? So that's dope, man. So
that's what I do too. It's just like some athletes I work with, it's just like they're like texting me to just do random things like, yo, can you download this video for me? Yo, could you could you help me set up like a new page for my business? Blah blah blah. Like just random stuff like that. Or, like,
nice. What athletes have you worked for?
So one that I work with is Renee Montgomery in the WNBA.
Okay.
2-time champion. I work with a lot of boxers and MMA fighters.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of Chad Dawson.
Yeah,
absolutely. World champion. Yeah, so he's actually I'm from Connecticut. He's from New Haven. So
okay,
from towns right near each other.
Okay.
I work with athletes like that.
Okay.
And then one UFC fighter, I don't know, Marlon Rice. He's like
I think I've heard him. Yeah.
He's actually ranked like number 1 right now, even though he lost the title fight, but he's still ranked number 1 for bantamweights right now.
Dope, man. I've been to Enfield, Connecticut.
Okay.
One of my jobs, I was a brand ambassador, and we had to go to Lego. So the headquarters for Lego is in Enfield, Connecticut. So I was able to go to the Lego campus, which was super duper cool, man. But when people say Connecticut, I'm like, yo, I was in Enfield, Connecticut.
I don't think I ever been there. Enfield.
It's pretty cool, man. Besides the prison being a couple of blocks away from the Lego campus, everything else is good.
All right, I got one last ask for you. If you could do it or not, you don't have to do it. You don't have to commit. Could you get into character of Preach and introduce me that I'm interviewing you?
All right. Paul Guarino. Guarino.
Yeah, Guarino.
Yo, this Preach and my man Paul Guarino is about to interview me. So I suggest y'all tap in and support this brother because he's doing big things. And we're going to keep this thing rolling like that, man. Big shout out to my guy, Paul Guarino. average to savage. That's what it's about, man. That's what we doing out here in these streets, man.
That was great. Oh, that was good. That was dope.
There it is. There it
It's
is.
funny too because I had you know who Kush Poppy is on social media?
Yes. Yeah.
I had him on, and I was like, "Yo, could you do like a quick rant?" Like I put him on the spot, and he was like, "Oh man, I can't." He's like, "I can't. Like I'm not used to it." But he's not like an actor. Like remember that's going back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
And then you were just like, "Yo, all right, hold up," and then you did
There
it.
it is, man.
There it is.
You just tap in.
There it is. Yep.
Tap in.
That's the Instagram versus the real.
There it is. There it is, man. There it is, dude. You just tap in.
All right,
It's
well,
in you. It's in you. To tell, we definitely got free preach T-shirts online for sale, and you know anybody that orders, I definitely sign it for them, and you know they have a keepsake for part of the show.
all right, cool. Yeah, it's still recording, so I'll edit it, throw it back in.
There it is. There it is, man. Indeed. Y'all can go to blackbh.com and order the free preach T-shirts, or like I said, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting up the site on there. You know, you place an order, and I will definitely sign it. Preach All-American Kareem Grimes. There it is.
Oh yeah, is there any other up and coming stuff that's getting released with you in it?
Yeah, so I have a movie out right now that's on Apple and Amazon. It's called Shepherd, and it's a thriller. I play this school teacher, Mr. Dwyer. So you know, if you're, you know, everybody's home, you can definitely check it out. It's on Amazon and it's on Apple, and it's called Shepherd, and it's a thriller. So you know, definitely check that out. You see another side of me.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and could you let the listeners know where they can follow you at?
Yeah, man. This is Kareem Grimes, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, KareemGrimes, all across the board. Absolutely, man. Indeed, man. I appreciate you, brother. Have a blessed one.
All right, you too. I'll see you.
Peace. Yep.